we spent the day in the shade of a tree, thinking how we best to spend this precious time that we've been given. I came to thinking that the best use of my time would be with you. That'll make me happy. All the little things that mean you could do, all the little things that mean you could do together. All the little things that mean you could do, all the little things that mean you could do. All the little things that mean you could do, all the little things that mean you could do together. All the little things that mean you could do, all the little things that mean you could do.
Visit Sarasota, beaches and beyond.
Andy Daly. I am the owner of Sand Venture Sand Sculpting, and I'm also the sand coordinator with the Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce of the Crystal Classic, which is a sand sculpting event we have here each November. This is the best event on Siesta Key every year, without question. We have night viewings where the sculptures are lit up. We bring in a lighting company. We have live music from the time the event opens until the time the gates close. We do sand sculpting mini competitions, which are called quick sand. They're 10-minute speed sculpting competitions. The art is fantastic. The artists are world-class caliber international sculptors by invitation only, and there is no other event even close. I'm a bit of a sand snob from being here. We have the 99.9% pure quartz crystal, which is white, you know, the beautiful white sand behind me. But it doesn't get hot. It's not hot on your feet. You can go very sheer, very vertical with this sand. And because it's so white, you can create shadows by carving deep into it. And that creates value and depth. We did lose the event this year due to COVID, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen next year.
What happened here in our town changed the world. We invite all of you to join us on a ceremonial ride to Lido Beach. Survivors and their families will jump on a trolley with us, featuring those caravans to integrate Sarasota beaches are now listed on the United States Civil Rights Trail. The U.S. Civil Rights Trail includes about 100 sites in 15 cities. All of them had something to do with civil rights movement.
The Civil Rights Trail, with bringing people aware of the history of the country, some of the struggles and some of the victories that people have played, and getting exposed to a lot of the history.
Newtown Alive is a project that I am leading. It is transformative. It's all about the courage, determination, resilience, and enterprise of African American pioneers who lived in Newtown and Overtown. It's about how they fought Jim Crow segregation. It's about what kind of work they did. They built the infrastructure in Sarasota. So my team chronicles the accomplishments and the achievements of these pioneering Black people. A lady by the name of Mary Emma Jones, she asked commissioners for a colored beach, and she got nowhere with that request initially. Neil Humphrey Sr. entered the scene. I guess you can say he took matters into his own hands and organized caravans to the beach to kind of push the envelope. It was an unspoken law that said African Americans couldn't go. And so he arranged the caravans and then cross the Ringling Bridge and go to Lido Beach. They would wade in the water. They didn't stay too long, but it was just some civil disobedience happening. Sometimes they were met by the police. Certainly there were jeers, threats, rocks hurled.
I was one of the first in the first caravan that went to the beach. I remember the day very well. It was quite an incident. There were catcalls saying that we were not wanted. We were told in advance not to get into any disagreements with anybody, just go on and enjoy the day.
Many people are not aware of Sarasota's history and the role that we played in civil rights. So now to be part of a national trail brings attention to the community of Newtown and the forward thinking and actions that our community took from Newtown to really break down the barriers of desegregation that existed in Sarasota.
I'm a native of this community. I have witnessed a lot of change. I have witnessed Jim Crow and segregation. And to me, it's African Americans believing they deserve to have the same rights that any other individual, and said that don't deny us the opportunities to be a part of, the beaches or other institutions in the community that were closed to African Americans, and to have the courage to integrate the beach, and over a 2 or 3 years period to be successful in integrating and opening up the community Sarasota for all of the people that lives in Sarasota.
At the time, we didn't realize that it would make such an impact on a city, but I'm glad that I'm around to witness it. It's exciting, and it has kind of sparked me to get more and more involved again.
They were very, very brave to be on Lido when they were not supposed to be there, but they did it anyway for me, and for that I am so appreciative. And I think that Sarasota residents owe these activists a debt of gratitude too.
Sarasota is an incredible arts community, and I feel very privileged to get to work in a community that's got a ballet company, theater companies, an opera company, all these incredible venues that make Sarasota such a wonderful experience. I think the orchestra, which is the longest serving of all of those organizations, sort of ties it all together because we collaborate with the opera, we collaborate with the ballet. We can sort of be the music that permeates the town of Sarasota.
Well, I think that Sarasota has a reputation now, and it's growing to be a cultural destination. I am so proud of the artists in this county because every time we do one of these juried shows and they submit work, the quality of their work is better and better because it's a competition. They've got to put in their best work. But when you walk around the galleries and see the work, it's just so impressive. So we have 4 galleries for visitors to peruse, hundreds of pieces of artwork. Visitors can get an idea of what's going on in our community as far as the art world. We rotate the shows about every 6 to 8 weeks, the entire building. So it's always something fresh to see. You can visit once a month and see something new.
Well, Sarasota County is really interesting. It has actually got a lot of culture here. We have one of the most beautiful state park here, and Mayaca State Park. And actually, Mayaca State Park is one of those little jewels, kind of hidden secrets. I call it my new backyard. The whole concept of what I'm doing is showing people that part of Florida is still here. So I'm looking for the native Florida, not man-made part of Florida. I have no interest in the man-made part. Some people don't want to get out in the swamp, but I make my pictures large so you feel like you're there. This gallery is different than most because most galleries don't show black and white. Color is like a Xerox of nature, and black and white is an interpretation of nature. So I feel that people can really feel the real Florida with what I do.
Any artist would want to stay here in this community. It's a wonderful place to collaborate that's filled full of cultural organizations, resources, all to enhance your body of artwork. And I always told myself that when my heart and my brain told me it was time to go, I would, but that never happened. There's something amazing about the collectors, the enthusiasts, the galleries, the museums, and which kept me here. There's resources available to enhance your body of work. You don't have to deal with the really harsh climate that you might have to deal with up north. And there's many like-minded people here, so it makes a wonderful opportunity for collaboration.
Well, like all arts organizations, we are constantly trying to improve our artistic quality, but we are driven by the fact that we realize how important the arts are to individuals and to a community. So anytime we plan for the future or we look ahead, we measure any future projects by that yardstick. Well, I think you would be surprised that in Venice, Florida, this sleepy little beach town, that you have the 2nd largest community theater in the nation. The artistic talent in this county is amazing, both in depth and quality. You would be hard-pressed to find another area that supports the arts as well as Sarasota County. If you come to this area, you know you're going to be supported, you know you're going to be put in a position to succeed, you know you're going to work with some of the best, and that your work is going to be appreciated.
It starts with the name Art Ovation Hotel, so it's all about art here. Our DNA is art, just like as the town that we are living at. We have a unique hotel with unique exhibitions, with cooperations with the local artists and the Ringling School of Art. We try to inspire ourselves and our guests at each single day. While being a hotel, our difference is mainly we are also creating some art here. A person, a guest who is coming to our town and our hotel, we want them to leave with some memories that they never forget. And art is the biggest thing that is helping us because it is why we are living for. It's all about art and inspiring each other and thinking out of the box. To be honest, I moved here from Nashville and New York. And you know, New York is a giant city, but I'm so much impressed with the art vibe and how a strong art community that I have seen here that I am continuously experiencing every single day. All city lives and breathes by art. Everywhere is full of galleries, exhibitions, artists. When you combine it with the unique Florida environment and everything, this makes the city unique and different than all the rest of the country.
I spent the day in the shade of a tree, thinking how we best to spend this precious time that we've been given. I came to thinking that the best use of my time would be with you. That'll make me happy.
Visit Sarasota, beaches and beyond.
Be an outsider in Sarasota County. Growing up in Venice, Florida, we chose to be outsiders. Riding bikes to the beach, fishing off a bridge, staying outdoors until the church bells rang telling us to come home for dinner. Sure, society has changed, but in many ways, South County hasn't. We're still living off the bounties of the sea. Like those that came before us, and those that came 1,000 years before, and what we may have lost, we're working hard to restore it. There's still no registration or fee for these views, these souvenirs, these memories. So go make some noise. Get lost, get dirty, then dive into a pool that no resort could ever duplicate. Gaze over the dune grasses, not buildings, on your way to the beach. Or maybe find your own slice of saltwater and sand. There might be a surprise or two under the surface, or beyond the branches. That's the thrill of being part of the tree line instead of a skyline. The thrill of being an outsider. Enjoy our beaches and discover what's beyond.
The industry of Sarasota is the arts. We are very fortunate in that being the artistic center of Florida, the place to come is Sarasota. And we're very fortunate that we have a community that supports the arts. And it's not just the opera, but also the quality of our ballet, our orchestra, theater, museum.
Well, Sarasota Opera is a world-class opera company that performs opera in the way that was intended by their creators. We have this wonderful theater that's an acoustical jewel. It has not a bad seat in this opera house. And so it's an intimate experience. This 1,100-seat theater gives you a personal up-close view of what's going on the stage. And it's a very special kind of experience.
The creative vision basically centers around celebrating the African American experience. There is a story to tell, and West Coast Black Theater Troupe has taken responsibility to tell those stories, and it seems to be catching on in the community that they like hearing the stories. It's the quality of our clientele. It's the quality of our theater goers. We have true art lovers here. We all have to come to the stage at our best to get that continued support from people who truly understand what art is and truly appreciate it and truly understand how to support it and keep it alive.
It's one-stop shopping for just the most amazing arts experiences you can have. You can fill 2 weeks here just going to shows. Oh, and there's a beach.
We're unique because the company, these dancers have got the ability to change styles from doing the traditional classical. I'm extremely lucky to have a company like this because they're all very much eager to learn. They're like sponges, so you can really create some wonderful performances with these talented dancers. They're dancers, actors, they're really versatile. The whole company feels really proud when we go on tour is that we're actually flying the flag of Sarasota and Florida, so we get really inspired. It's a continual surprise, the people who suddenly are coming from different parts of the country here, and as I say, they not only see the beauty of Sarasota, but it's this sparkling gem of arts all in one city of a high quality. That is it's what we've been lucky enough to be part of.
This was, for 50 years, the home of the Ringling Barnum and Bailey Circus. He built his house here. The museum is the legacy of his personal residence. Sarasota being the home of the circus for 50 years meant that a lot of people associated with that business ended up settling here. So there's always been a little bit of an alternative vibe. We create all our work here. All of our scenery, props, costumes, everything is built here in Sarasota, rehearsed here in Sarasota. That is a great feather in the cap of Sarasota. And there's nothing else quite like us in Florida, but we are the leading light in terms of the quality of the work that we are doing. Theater, the Oslo Rep and the Ballet Company and the opera and the symphony, they are first class. It's an important story to get out about Sarasota. It's a well-kept secret. I wish it was a little less well-kept than it is. I think let's beat the drum and let everybody know.
Venice is known as the shark tooth capital of the world because we just had the right combination of geology that preserved the teeth. Our local beaches, Casperson Beach and Venice Beach, and some beaches to the south are wonderful areas to bring your family with a sifter or look through the shells on the surf by hand. And many varieties of shark teeth can be found manually or just washed up in the sand. Many people like to study the shark teeth to learn more about the species and the age of the species, and they're also just enjoyed for the simple aesthetics. Many people who are lucky and find shark teeth on the beach or in inland areas will bring their shark teeth to us. My wife is able to create a custom necklace with beads of the customer's choice or just wire wrapping so they can use their own cord. Well, here in Venice, in addition to the wonderful beaches where you can find shark's teeth, there's many things to do here in Venice. You can go to the beach, then come into town and shop. You can really make a day of it.